Good morning, everybody, from the Palais de Sport in Yaoundé, Cameroon, as we enter game day 3 of the 26th edition of FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2021. This is the last day of the group stage with a lineup of 4 games ahead of us. First matchup is a West African derby as Group D's Les Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire go up against Mali's Eagles. My name is Slale Shanian. As usual, I'm joined by the brilliant mind of Usher Komugisha. Mali and Cote d'Ivoire have a win apiece after defeating Tunisia, and they'll be looking to top their table to get an automatic berth in the quarterfinals. Same for a lot of teams that you see on your screen right there. That is the lineup for today's games. Now, Cote d'Ivoire had a total of 63 team rebounds in their first game, but they'll be dealing with a more physically evenly matched team in Mali. What are the keys to success for Les Elephants?
Well, obviously, when you look at this derby, it is going to be very physical, fast-paced. As you can see, the size of the players, they are almost the same, and they love to run the floor very quickly. The point guards and also the forwards are able to dribble that ball and are very comfortable when handling it. So for the Elephants, you feel that they're going to come into this one looking for victory, obviously, but taking one possession at a time, according to what their coach Igor has been telling them in this warm-up session. And as we see, Mali also looking to be top of that group.
Yes, indeed. And what about the arguably the youngest team in the tournament, Mali? What do they need to do to establish their dominance in this game?
Well, for Mali, they know that there's a lot of pressure. They finished third in the last 2 AfroBaskets, and obviously they're trying to get into that final, and that work continues from what they were able to achieve in their first game against Tunisia. They're well rested. They didn't play yesterday, fresh legs, so they have the edge today in this game against Cote d'Ivoire.
I think it would be prudent to also mention that against Tunisia, they scored 101 points. This is an elite scoring team, and I do believe that is the highest score that we've seen in this tournament so far. They have a great balance of youth and veteran experience. You see them now coming onto the floor. I think we have a great matchup on our hands today.
Well, obviously we have a great matchup on our hands today. You can see from the players and the coaching staff, it is going to be exciting, and we'll expect a lot of good action. And these are teams that also understand the fundamentals of basketball, so the decision making, the way that they pass the ball. For me, Mali is one of the best teams that know how to pass the ball, and I mean that on the entire African continent, male and female.
That's right. And now we're going to have a brief pause in the commentary as we listen into the national anthems of Mali and Cote d'Ivoire.
Monica Dougani, commissaire Sénacor, Anne-Marie Sampaissou, du Cameroun, délégué technique FIBA. Mesdames et messieurs, avec votre permission, je vous demande de vous lever pour l'exécution des différents hymnes. Merci Didier, on va commencer par l'hymne du Mali. Mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne du Mali. Mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne de la Cote d'Ivoire.
Just moments to the game action here. Those were your two national anthems of Mali and Cote d'Ivoire. Now looking at the referees for this game, Najed Zenagui from Algeria, Jan Vezo Davidson from Madagascar, and Claudio Yuba from Angola. Mali and Cote d'Ivoire doing the final preparations. But let's take a look at the starting five for Mali on your screens. Koulibaly, Sangare, Nasira Traore, the vet player, Sika Kone, and Geneba Jai, who had a great first outing against Tunisia. She led the team in efficiency. You also have a look at the bench there. There's strong team. Koulibaly coming off the bench today, and she's a valuable asset to Mali in the low post. Head coach Joaquin Carrion will be leading the Malian ladies in this AfroBasket for the women 2021. And for Cote d'Ivoire, that's your starting five: Diawara, Kouyaté, Sieza, Mariama Kouyaté, and Salimata Bert. Kani Kouyaté, who led the charge for Cote d'Ivoire in the rebounds, and yet she's a guard. But she's just one of those great utility players, so aggressive. Make sure she's all over the floor. And between the bench over there, great player in Sahi. She is 21 years old and phenomenal for Cote d'Ivoire. Head coach for Les Elephants is Igor Kovacevic, and he has been with Cote d'Ivoire for quite some time. He also coached in Kigali with Reg for some time. But he took the helm replacing the former Cote d'Ivoire international player Christelle Garçonnet. He's been having a good time with Cote d'Ivoire. I think he has a good rapport with them. And just about to get into the game here. I'm excited about the games for today. I'm excited about this matchup because I do believe they're more evenly matched than when they played against Tunisia, when both sides played against Tunisia earlier on. My prediction is that it will be a physical game, as is the case for a lot of West African teams. Asher.
Well, obviously, there's a deep rivalry there from both teams, and there is a silent joke in Cote d'Ivoire that no one who is Ivorian is originally Ivorian. And some of the names, if you look at the setup of Cote d'Ivoire, some of them are Malian names, and the surrounding countries, Guinea, Senegal, and also Ghana. So there is a bit of ancestral linkage between the two teams. But away from that, Mali look like the favorites to win this game, but it will be a very tough game for both teams.
Mali, who finished in third place at the last women's AfroBasket, have not had a gold. And can't say the same for their youth teams, under 18 and under 16, who, for lack of a better word, have completely dominated the African continent. And it's great to see what Mali are doing with the youth program, and now that youth talent being injected into the senior teams. It would be great to see Mali get a podium finish, one, but not just third place, either gold or silver. To do that, they'll have to go against some of the top dogs in this tournament, Nigeria and Senegal, both very, very strong and experienced teams. But as I keep on saying it, time will tell.
Well, obviously, when you look at both teams, the experience is there, the fight as well, and both teams have a lot of character. And looking at the starting lineups, you see players who have experience playing at international events and are ready to go at this one.
Nasira Traore for Mali, that's her on your screen, the number 4. She has been with the Mali national team for quite some time, but has also played in Senegal and is currently still playing there. And there we have the opening tip-off. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to Yaoundé, Cameroon, for the opening match of game day 3 between Mali and Cote d'Ivoire. And there's been some confusion on the floor. About which side, who is scoring on which side. And Mali give Cote d'Ivoire the first basket of this game. Kankou Koulibaly forgot where she's supposed to score. And surely that can't be a sign of things to come for Mali. Not a great way to start off the game, but definitely a humorous moment for her and for the rest of us. Koulibaly now at the top gets it out to Traore. You can see that traditional ball movement of Mali as they waste no time in getting their first real basket. Sika Kone. Diawara gonna call the walk on her. And here comes Geneva Jai bringing up the ball. Mali's motion offense has them really moving so well across the floor as Geneva Jai attacks the hoop. And she'll be fouled on the floor, but he'll get a chance to shoot too. And Les Elephants, the recovery defense, just came in a bit too late. Geneva Jai, she had an outstanding first outing yesterday. 2 days ago, scored 18 points and had 5 assists in that game. Koulibaly off target. She wasn't too squared up to the basket, and Kani Kouyaté will push the ball to kick it out for the perimeter shot. No good. Kankou again at the top of the key. Foul called on Diawara. Those are the fouls that Mali can't afford to give. Bail Cote d'Ivoire out.
Well, Diawara was very late on that as she attempted to steal the ball and run the fast break, but she'll learn from it.
Jai to Koulibaly. Koulibaly sees an opening. She's going to take it. And she's fouled on the floor. Take a look at that. At replay, we're going to call the foul on Salima Bert. Salimata. Mali now take a 3-point lead with just over a minute and a half played here in the first quarter. Quick response from Cote d'Ivoire on the other end. Diawara couldn't finish it. And here comes Jai. Jai, who makes no mistake with that lay-in up against 2 defenders.
That sort of efficiency is what you expect from a Malian team.
Nice shot fake by Kani Kuyate. Just couldn't finish it as we take a look at Jai, who had 18 points yesterday. Not afraid of the contact, not afraid of the moment. Diawara hard to the basket, and that one will count.
It is a very strong finish from Diawara. Look at the replay, out of the glass and in. And she has an opportunity to make it a three-point play for Cote d'Ivoire.
You can see that both of these teams are used to playing games where there's a lot of contact.
It is a West African derby, so that is expected. Very physical and athletic.
Traore at the wing. Gets it to Sangare. Sangare will fire. Too short. Put back by number 14, Sika Kone. It's her second field goal for this game. Diawara, who is really attempting a lot in this game. Airballs that one. Kani Kuyate fights for that rebound. They're going to call a jump ball, and it will go, rather stay with Cote d'Ivoire.
No surprises there. Diawara is always the highest scoring player for Cote d'Ivoire. She's always trying out things and ideas.
Diawara cuts in, pops it back out. Uyate with the fadeaway, way off. And here come Mali on the other end. Kanku Koulibaly gets it to go. Kanku Koulibaly, who is one of the most versatile players on the Malian squad. Stretch four almost, if you will. She can take that outside shot, she can also take it in.
Very aggressive there from Kani Kuyate, who acted as backup for Diawara. And her movement has always been impressive inside the paint. And looking at that replay there to emphasize that.
Kuyate will get on the board with her first point for this game. And she has the opportunity to cut the lead by 6 now. Six points, Cote d'Ivoire 12, Mali. Cote d'Ivoire gonna increase the defensive pressure. Foul's gonna be called on Salimata Bert. She picks up her second. And you can see the frustration in Coach Igor. He knows the value that Bert adds with her presence on the floor. She is one of their elite scorers. The experienced player for Cote d'Ivoire. I'm sure Coach Igor surely will give her a substitution, and she knew it too. Checking into the game is Hana Amani. Traore gets it to Koulibaly in the pocket. Pocket kicks it out. Jai misses everything, but she is dangerous from that wing.
She miscalculated that one, but she'll keep trying. We've seen that in their game against Tunisia.
Kuyate controlling the flow of the game, gets it to Diawara. Diawara kicks it out. Sahi checked into the game. And Diawara now has 4 points. And she's really been attacking offensively throughout this game, as now we see Kuyate with the runner. Can that one to go?
It was very good defense play there for Cote d'Ivoire. who decided to press the Malians. A very big surprise because Mali are very good ball handlers, but they're yet to understand how to break down that full court press. And that is a little bit dangerous for Cote d'Ivoire because Diawara now has 3 fouls and she will be substituted as Laetitia Sahi comes on.
That also puts Mali in the bonus. So Kankou Koulibaly will go to the line to shoot 2. Koulibaly misses her first free throw, gets the second to go. Four-point game here with just almost half of the first quarter gone by. Amani will bring the ball up. Gonna do a dance with, oh wow, she's gonna take that shot, and not the greatest shot selection. She's the only person who touched the ball in that possession, as Jai on the other end kicks it out to Koulibaly, Koulibaly to Traore. Sangare in to Koulibaly, back out to Sangare for the 3-point shot. Off target. And Jai with the steal. She's blocked. She manages to stay with the possession. What hustle from Jai, and just unable to convert. She was going up against 2 defenders. It's a great effort. Kouyaté rattles it in. Take a look at that. Great effort from Jai, but on the other end, Kouyaté trying to keep Cote d'Ivoire within arm's reach of Mali. A tip from Sahi, and now here comes, oh, beautiful move from Laetitia Sahi, just couldn't finish it.
Kankou Koulibaly, she's been very important for Mali on those rebounds.
Traore.
Good hands there from Amani, who runs the floor and misses the layup. Rebound by Sika Kone.
Miscalculated too hard off the glass. And wild possessions here as Sahi finally scores a bucket for Cote d'Ivoire. Timeout is going to have to be called by Mali to just get the ladies to be a bit more composed, slow down.
Mali look like they've run out of options on offense, unable to drop those layups. And also you have to give it up to Cote d'Ivoire, who are really picking very good rebounds there. Sahi and Amani in the paint. But now let's listen into the timeout for Mali.
On va replacer, mais on va jouer avec calme. Et attirer la défense dans les passes. On va créer un problème à la défense. Parce que les panneaux qu'on fait sont toujours après faire la balle. D'accord? Calme, calme. Et rapidement le repli offensif. D'accord? Allez, on va. On y va. Pas sans rien. Allez, défense, allez.
13 apiece for Mali and Cote d'Ivoire. It was a wild couple of possessions before Laetitia Sahi finally managed to even the score between these two teams. Timeout had to be called and words of wisdom shared with the team just to try and slow down the possession. Cote kicks it out to Koulibaly. Koulibaly almost loses it. The quick hands of Sahi, who's been great defensively as well. Cote kicks it out to Njai. Njai wasn't aware of her position, stands on the line.
You mentioned that yesterday and how players are unable to see that there's a line, but honestly there's a color difference, you know. The court is brown and the outside is green. They should be able to be aware of that difference.
We'll have a press meeting afterwards, Usher, and talk to the teams about it.
One of the things that you have on your to-do list at this tournament, it seems.
Kanku Koulibaly, make no mistake, you give her that open three-point shot, she's gonna take it. Chances are high, she's gonna make it. Now on the other end, Kouyaté tries to create some space. Gets it to Kone. Kone loses the ball, and now it's a fast break by Geneva Jai. It's smacked away by Laetitia Sahi. Incredibly athletic. She does such a great job of running the floor. You can see the long pass there. She saw it coming. See her on the far right side. Timed it so well. Great defensive hustle from the 21-year-old. As we have a substitution. Sieza will have a seat as Jejemel checks into the game. Three minutes to go here in the first quarter.
It's interesting to see how both sides have decided to go for that full court press.
Sahi, she's going to take her defender one-on-one. She had the space to make it happen. Can't fault her for being aggressive like that. But on the other end, wide open at the baseline, Kadidia Maiga extends it to a 5-point lead for Mali. First field goal of the game. You can hear the coach encouraging Sahi to actually attack the hoop and embrace those one-on-one situations.
Sahi, her style is really the same as Khadija Maiga and Sika Kone. In my wildest dreams, I hope they get to play together for club at some point in their careers. Very aggressive and good footwork as Sahi converts her fast free throw.
They also have the athleticism, you know, and you have these post players who also have the ability to handle the ball well. I think that's a dangerous combination. They should definitely use it to their advantage. Kone kicks it out for the spin move. Yes. Good move by Dembele, excuse me, by Kone, Sika Kone. There's Mali extending the lead here. The last 2 minutes of the first quarter. Have a substitution. Take a look again.
And look at that spin move. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful from Dembele.
Sahi once again sees the opening and takes it, attacks the hoop. And that is exactly what Coach Igor wants her to keep doing. She will go back to the free throw line and have a chance to cut down this lead once again. And you know what? She should just keep on taking those. It is working for her. And Mali have not been able to figure out an answer for her. Now if she could just hit these free throws, she could really get Mali to start feeling very uncomfortable about her presence on the floor.
And that's a beautiful thing that the coach will be very happy about. Some changes for Mali as Doumbia steps on the court.
Doumbia and Asetu Traore check into the game for the final 2 minutes here of the first quarter. Dembele manages to find Koulibaly deep in the post. And Cote d'Ivoire are going to have to do a better job of containing Koulibaly, who's an absolute force there in the low post. Extremely strong player. Steal! Kone down the floor, puts the speed on, makes the layup. Nice touch pass to find Koulibaly for the finish. And now Dembele puts the speed on to get that finish, and Mali with a quick 9-point lead. Kouyaté muscles her way to the hoop, and she does a great job of getting there, just needs to close it out. Sahi, on the other hand, is a closer, and that is gonna be, taking a look at how many points she has.
There's a fight for the ball on the floor, as is expected in a derby like this one. And we look at the replay there as Koulibaly fights for the ball with Kani Kouyaté. And Mali take a 7-point lead, 24-17. Interesting, as Amani looks for options on offense, takes the three, and it drops. Beautiful swish there to keep Cote d'Ivoire in this game. And Mali are starting to feel the pressure. Doumbia looking out for the options. Passes it to Koulibaly. Koulibaly back to Doumbia. And Doumbia takes the three, and it falls short. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter, as Mali take a 4-point lead. Here's the replay of that three-pointer from Amani. And what an entertaining first quarter of the first game on day 3 at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2021 here in Yaoundé. What has stood out for you, Silale?
I've been extremely impressed with Sahi, who has 6 points for this first quarter. Taking a look at some of the stats on your screen there, Mali 64% from the field to Cote d'Ivoire's 28%. And Mali have a hot hand early here in the game, and they're taking full advantage of it. Taking a look at who's leading for scoring for them, it's Kankou Koulibaly with 9 points, and they've not had an answer for her in this game. But we saw Diawara really be aggressive on the offensive end at the top of the first quarter. Unfortunately, she got into foul trouble, 3 personal fouls for her, and she had to have a seat. But that's the kind of aggression that Cote d'Ivoire need, and I've only seen it in Diawara and Laetitia Sahi. Kone with a beautiful spin move. Mali with a more even points distribution. They have 6 players up on the scoring board, and that's testament to the dominance that they have in this game. Cote d'Ivoire managed to cut that 9-point lead to 4 just before the final buzzer, and I think that is a good way to close out the first quarter.
It is interesting to see that things are turning out this way in this derby. Still early, obviously, a lot to play for, but the matchups are real. And you talk about Diawara going to the bench with 3 fouls, but that's the depth that you're looking for at a tournament like this, where you have Sahi coming off the bench to dominate that paint. She's very effective on both ends of the court, and you can see that. And looking at the statistics, obviously, you have Mali scoring 3 points from the turnover, and Cote d'Ivoire yet to benefit from that privilege. And 12 points for Mali in the paint, 8 for Cote d'Ivoire, and fast break points for Mali, 8 of them. Cote d'Ivoire yet to benefit in that regard as we start the second quarter here in Yaoundé.
Mani to get us started. Sahi looking to try and get the ball. It's a kick out to Kouyaté in the corner. She's looking for someone to get the ball to. Amani grabs it. Kouyaté fires. And 3-point shot's not her strength. She misses that shot. Here come Mali on the other end. Asetu. Gonna have a foul on the floor. Taking another look at that replay. They're gonna call it on Jejemel. Doumbia to inbound. Gets it to Traore. Traore. Doumbia kicks it out for the three-point shot. Mali, who are shooting 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, missed their first three-point. Well, we shot 2 out of 7 in the first quarter. They missed another one. Have another steal. It's stolen back by Kouyaté. That was a good read by her. And Kouyaté is going to try and go all the way. Was unable to make it happen. The long arms of the law of Koulibaly were there to disrupt her attempt. And that's good recovery defense from Maiga and Koulibaly. Assetou Traore now with the ball, gets it to Doumbia. Doumbia to Dembele. Dembele tries to find Traore in the baseline. Sahi will try and take it all the way. And it's so difficult to come with that level of speed and then finish up softly on the backboard.
She'll have to find a way of making that work because it's happened 3 times so far. She just needs to find the art to execute that.
Doumbia at the wing, gets it to Traore. Traore back to Doumbia. She's going to inbound to Koulibaly. And Koulibaly lost track of her pivot foot. The ball will go the other direction, as both sides have gone scoreless so far in this second quarter. Her substitution as checking into the game is Cieza. And out is Kouyaté, also Salimata Bert into the game, and I'm sure Cote d'Ivoire missed her presence, especially on the offensive end. Their only elite scorer. Sahi, nice spin move with the fadeaway, it's good!
And this time she finds the board, and it worked for her.
Sahi really is just a walking highlight reel, as on the other end, Mali struggling again from the three-point land. Kick out to Koulibaly for the long two. It's good. Gets that one to go. Mariam Koulibaly showing us her stretch.
Very beautiful turnaround there for Sahi. She's been very effective for Cote d'Ivoire. She has so many tricks up her sleeve, and it's working for her and Cote d'Ivoire.
Sahi again on the wing, and I must say I do love her aggression. If you have one defender on her at the wing there, she's going to drive it in and do that trademark spin move. Extremely, extremely hard to defend.
Well, Mali have to make sure they seal the best line, but also have help on the forward that is guarding her.
Baird tries to find Cieza, and it's poked away.
Inbound for Cote d'Ivoire.
Baird gets it into the post. Kick out to Sahi for the three-point shot. Splash!
Is there anything Sahi cannot do?
There isn't. I'm confident that there isn't.
Wow. She's a beauty to watch. As Mali lose the ball, Assetou Traore stepped on the line and failed to catch that ball.
Salimata Baird trying to control the floor here. Gets it out to Kouyaté. Kouyaté to Sahi again. This time, just couldn't get that one to drop. Good block from number 11, Maiga. And here comes Doumbia looking at her options. Gets it out to Koulibaly. Koulibaly finds Traore.
Assetou trying to use the board. And the rebound to Dembele, who is fouled by Jamel.
That's going to be Jejemel's second personal foul. She was blocked on the other end of the floor, and then the beautiful three-point shot from Leticia Sahi, who really is a walking highlight reel, just playing outstanding basketball this morning.
To see a player of her age, you know, playing the way that she is, 21 years old at 6'2", she still has an edge to grow, perhaps. She'll be very good because she's versatile. She can play as a center, she can play as a power forward, even as a small forward. Beautiful.
And I absolutely love her levels of confidence. She doesn't
She
doubt.
fears no one.
She doesn't fear anyone, and she doesn't doubt her ability. She knows she's a good player, and to have that kind of confidence at 21 years old, it's rare to find.
She's a gem.
Dembele will inbound and fire off target. Sahi with the offensive rebound, and she'll bring the ball up. Talked about her ball handling ability. You can see that she's very comfortable with that. Kuyata in the wing. Gets it to Bert. Bert into the post. It's poked away by Koulibaly, and now here comes Traore.
You're gonna love the way Mali passed that ball. They really swing it. They lose it as Kani Kuyate runs the floor. Sahi loses it.
Slight mishandle from her. And I would love to see Kuyate pass the ball a little bit earlier. She passes it too late when the recovery defense has almost already collapsed into the paint. And I think if she passes it slightly earlier and forces the defense to try and figure out who's going to score, it would get them more open buckets. Dembele now at the wing, gets it into Koulibaly. Koulibaly with a kick out for the perimeter shot by Maiga. It's air ball from her as we have a substitution. Giawara back in the game for Sahi, who have a rest. She's put in some heavy minutes in this game. 5 minutes, 33 seconds to go here, 1-point game. First game of match day 3. We have a baseline shot from Asetu Traore. Excuse me. Good steal from Giawara. She loses it again.
And Dumbia lost the ball, won it again for Mali.
Doumbia will inbound. Kick it out to Traore for the three-point shot. Traore hits it from deep. And that will give her the confidence she needs to keep on taking that shot, as it's her first field goal for this game. Kuyate now with the answer on the other end. Yes, count it. Kuyate with a beautiful stroke. And puts Cote d'Ivoire back to 1 point away. Dembele now at the arc. It was going to be a thing of beauty if she had hit that one. Back-to-back three-point shots. Have a substitution as Doumbia has a seat, and checking in Jai. Beautiful three-point shot from Traore. Kuyate with the answer on the other end. We'd love to see the guards get involved. And we're seeing so much confidence from Traore from the three. She can't get that one to fall. Huge rebound for Koulibaly. Cote d'Ivoire doing a great job of containing her in this matchup. They've kept her at just 4 points for the game. She had a heyday against Tunisia in their first game. Scored 12 points there. Maiga with the baseline, it's back out. Bad pass, Salimata Bert's gonna run the floor. Too strong.
Wow.
Kouyaté misses the wide open shot.
How do you explain that 4 players are in the paint and there's just one Malian?
It's unexplainable. And you know what? Asetu Traore is going to make them pay.
Punish them as Mali take a 3-point lead in this very tightly contested game.
Traore has the hot hand, and she made sure that Cote d'Ivoire know it. Kouyaté now at the top of the key. Again, trying to go all the way, and it's a selfish move if you ask me, Usher. She could have passed the ball out instead of take it against 3 defenders. Kouyaté's going to have to do a better job as the veteran, as the leader of this team. She sets the pace, and she's going to have to make better decisions than that.
Well, obviously, they need to come down, and this is when leadership comes in as Cote d'Ivoire brings back Sahi for Kani Kouyaté, who needs to take a break and rethink her strategy. And in here comes Haidara, recently played for Mali at the Under-19 World Cup, getting a feel of the senior team.
Diawara gets it to Kouyaté. Kouyaté, pocket pass to Barrett. Barrett can't hit that. Another pass to Sahi. Sahi loses it. And they're going to call the foul on Mali. And Cote d'Ivoire with a lot of opportunities to score, and they are not capitalizing on them. They could have a commanding lead right now if they've just hit those easy field goals right there at the hoop, but they have been struggling.
They have been struggling, and they may be forced to pay for it later in the game. They need to address that as Sahi converts from the free throw line. Incredible. 2 out of 2 on the free throw. We were talking about how unstoppable she is. She can score on the free throw, behind the arc, drive the ball, control the game, and that is incredible.
And we have a long 3-point shot from Jai. Can't get that one to fall. It's good 3-man play from Cote d'Ivoire. He missed that mismatch opportunity. Diawara now kicks it out to Sahi for the 3-point shot. No go. Diawara with the rebound. She goes back up and puts it in.
Powerful play there from Diawara. One of the most dependable players for Cote d'Ivoire, and looking at the replay, she just had her eye on the basket and she delivered.
Cote d'Ivoire now take back the lead 32-31 against Mali. Diawara makes it a 2-point lead as we have a substitution for Mali. Mike has a seat, and checking into the game is number 14, Sika Kone. Jai will bring the ball up. Bad pass to Asetu Traore. Unforced turnover. We've seen a high amount of turnovers from both of these two teams. At the end of the first quarter, it was 14 turnovers for Mali, 11 for Cote d'Ivoire. I've been doing a great job of valuing the ball. Kouyaté kicks it out to Sahi for the perimeter shot. She tries to bank it. It's no good, and here comes Haidara. Kicks it out to Kone. Kone to Njai. Njai can't finish. And what is it that happens, Usher, when you have players not making those what you generally call easy shots?
I mean, it's just really a lack of concentration at that point, because you have a situation where you're next to the hoop and can just layup. But the lack of focus and concentration is what leads them to missing those easy baskets.
Sahi will foul Jai as she tries to recover on defense.
Le numéro 11, Saïd, première faute, faute
They're going to
anti-sportive.
call an unsportsmanlike foul on her, so Jai will go to the line to shoot 2 alone. Taking a look at that replay, she trips Jai up.
And that is Sahi's first foul of the game. I mean, for everything she's been doing, that's not that bad. Jai scores the second one after missing the first one, and Mali possession.
Traore to inbound, gets it out to Haidara. Haidara at the wing. She's going to get some ball pressure, tries to float it in to Koulibaly. It wasn't the right decision. She was being fronted. Better to swing the ball as Salimata Bert heads to the bench, and checking back in is Amani. Minute 27 seconds to go here in the first half of this game. Jai off the mark, rebounded and kept alive. Koulibaly now with the long 2, and we've seen her do it again from the similar spot.
Very well taken field goal there from Mariam Koulibaly, who plays very good defense on the other end of the court.
Sahi to kick it out to Giawara, who fires, and again, so many attempts from Giawara. Sahi as well. Cote d'Ivoire is relying on Giawara and Sahi for offensive output, and I would say Sahi is really rewarding them in that regard. As you can see now, Traore on the wing, rims out, and it's a fight for the possession. Cote d'Ivoire, great effort from them. Sahi, long pass to Giawara, who's fouled hard by Haidara.
It is expected for a player like Giawara. She knows as a scorer, and also for her size, she knows that she will always be beaten in that paint. She's used to it. She quickly gets up and will head to the charity line. And Cote d'Ivoire, looking at that replay, that was good fighting spirit. Combat.
Giawara gets that first free throw. Gets the second to go as well. Cote d'Ivoire have led these past couple of minutes, but Mali have managed to keep things alive. Not too far away from them. Traore now gets to Koulibaly. Koulibaly, high-low situation there to find Cote in the low post. You love to see it. Post players creating for themselves, playing together, as we have a wild three-point shot from Mariama Kouyaté. Try to bring the ball up, and that will take us to the bottom of the first half, end of the first half, rather. Cote d'Ivoire with a narrow one-point lead, 37 to Mali's 36 points. It's been a closely contested game from the first whistle. Usher, is this what you expected from this matchup?
Yes, this is what is expected of a derby, and most especially a West African derby. If you look at both teams, they are, you can say, evenly matched, even though the Malian players, young as they are, have World Cup experience. They've played at this level for quite some time. And for, you know, if you look at Cote d'Ivoire, they're trying to also get a victory under their belt, and they'll be trying to make sure that they are consistent. But as you know, we've seen in this tournament that the third quarter is always the most important one. Let's see how they bounce back, how both teams start and how they finish that third quarter, and then we can have a good conversation in the last quarter.
All right, Cote d'Ivoire 37, Mali 36. We'll be back after a short break. Lucas now with the ball. Peso offering her a screen. It's a kick out to Peso. Peso was not expecting that pass. Costa on the other end. She's going to try and go all the way. Peso recovers and deflects that shot. That was good defensive recovery from Peso. Now her third point for the game. Kenya have to recover on the other end. Oh, a wild shot from a number 6, Fernandez. And Tunisia gonna try and get one final shot off. That'll be at the hands of Shili. Basket is good. You can hear the Guinean fans shouting defense. That's a big block by Kaba. Soraya, nice speed to find Abdel Nabi. And Egypt are looking very, very comfortable with their offensive motion right now.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
S'il vous plaît, dans les tribunes, pas de siffler, ne sifflez pas, ça règle ça y est,
Halftime, Cote d'Ivoire against Mali. Cote d'Ivoire leading by 1 point, and taking a look at some of these stats here. Very evenly matched team. For Cote d'Ivoire, Sahi leading 15 points, 7 rebounds. Jejemel, 1 assist. Complete domination from Letitia Sahi, the 21-year-old who is playing like a veteran. And it's been a treat to watch her play. Next in scoring is Giawara, number 7, who has 10 points. But Sahi has just really shown her versatility as a stretch 4 player who is getting active defensive and offensive end. It's been a low field goal percentage that is inside the arc for 2 points, scoring at 26.7%. But Cote d'Ivoire shooting very well from beyond the arc, 44%. And even though Mali has been leading for the better part of this game with the biggest lead in the first quarter by 9 points, Cote d'Ivoire managed to cut that lead and take it, but just by 1 point. It's been very low scoring night for Mali from beyond the arc. They've got most of their baskets in the 2-point range, and especially on the fast break. Doing a good job with the rebounding situation, offensive rebounds, but they're still allowing Cote d'Ivoire those second chance points. Cote d'Ivoire have 14 second chance points in this game so far. I'm sure Coach Igor is pleased with the outcome of the first half. Mali had a blowout game, the first one against Tunisia, 101 points for them. And to face a team like Cote d'Ivoire, they're going to have to make the necessary adjustments to get this victory. But Cote d'Ivoire giving as good as they're getting, and I expect that this is going to be a close matchup throughout. Again, Asha and I have talked about it. Third quarters really tend to be the determining quarters for teams that we've watched in this tournament so far. We've had a quiet night from Koulibaly. Mariam Koulibaly only has 6 points. I'm sure Cote d'Ivoire scouted her very, very well ahead of this game, and they've made sure that she's not been active in the low post, forcing their backcourt to get more involved, forcing players like Haidara, the youngest player on this squad, to take the layup. It's been an exciting game so far. Asher, what have your thoughts been here after the first half?
Well, you love to see a very tightly contested game like this one, and for it to go to the wire rather than watch a blowout game. So this is what we've been excited about in this game, and also really that the players are trying to do their best to play good basketball. The coaches are very well involved, and that's what you like to see, the development of the players, the growth in the tournament, and it's starting to show. Usually when they play the fast game, you know, there's some jitters, they're not used to the stage, and for so many of the debutants, but here we are, they're starting to get comfortable and get to enjoy the game of basketball, but also to see them, how do they react when they're under pressure. That's when you know a very good player. And for players like Sahi, we've seen that. We've seen her, you know, come alive in this tournament, Diawara, but also Haidara and Sika Kone of Mali.
That is correct. Let's listen to what Coach Igor has to say.
My main problem. Okay, you will start with the Leti and Zainab. You will change her for 2-3 minutes. Rotation like that with the Jamal. Jamal, good job. Okay, Kani, you can continue. Sali, Jeferina. Même chose. Défense comme ça, beaucoup parler, Sali.
Very exciting images there from Coach Igor, who is enjoying this game and telling the players to play good defense, and you can hear the emphasis on Sahi, who has been an incredible player for Cote d'Ivoire. You know, you need a player like that coming off the bench to bring such energy, and you can see her delivery efficiency rate at 15, and that is the highest in this game. She scored 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals so far. Very, very dependable player. As we start the action in the third quarter, Mali possession.
Jai kicks it out to Haidara. Haidara to find Koulibaly wide open in the paint. That was a good ball movement on display by Mali. Koulibaly now with 8 points. Salimata Bert with the ball. They're looking at option Sahi. She's going to kick it out to Diawara for the 3-point shot. No go. Good job by Siaza crashing the boards, but unsuccessful. Here come Koulibaly. Kicks it out to Jineba Jai. Couldn't get that one.
And looking at the replay there, as Mariam Koulibaly finished easily under the hoop.
That's a good shot from Jeneba Njai. Three-pointer for her.
Well, for Njai, that was second time lucky. Her first shot did not drop. She insisted. And 3 points for Mali.
Mali now have taken back the lead as Salimata Baird tries to create space for herself. Kouyaté kicks it out to find Baird at the wing. Baird off. She's gone scoreless in this game so far. And Mali look like they are very hungry for it. A lot of energy. Mishandle of the ball. Kouyaté now will bring it up. Kick it out to Sahi for the three-point shot. Sahi! Letitia knocks it down from long distance. 18 points for her, and she is literally carrying Cote d'Ivoire on her back. Traoré with the answer on the other end with the perimeter shot.
And she's saying, if you can score, I can score. Let's roll. And it is a three-point game as Mali steal the ball. Njai.
Jeneba Njai decides to try and take it all the way. She has 7 points for this game so far. Possession stays with Mali. Beautiful stroke.
That finish from Njai.
There's been a scramble on the floor to get the ball. So Koulibaly and Kouyaté getting tied up. Kouyaté a bit slow to get back up. Looks like she bumped her head a little bit. I'm glad that she's okay.
It is Cote d'Ivoire possession as Diawara brings down the ball.
Diawara kicks it out to Kouyaté for that perimeter shot. Spins it up and in. Kani Kouyaté. Big rebound by Koulibaly. Tries to put it back up. Can't get that one to fall.
She didn't jump enough to be able to hit it off the glass, and Cote d'Ivoire, that's their possession. The replay there as Kani puts it off Mariam Koulibaly. It's hitting up in here.
Yes, it is. Cote now with the ball. Gets it to Koulibaly. Koulibaly trying to kick it out. No, it's deflected. And Salimata Baird slows things down. Almost loses it. Kicks it out to Kouyaté. Kouyaté fires from deep and misses everything.
And she holds her face in utter shock of her own action. As Mali come back with the possession, looking for options. Njai passes it back to, and the three-point attempt, full shot from Njai, and it's Sahi on the other end of the court, and layup easy as Cote d'Ivoire take the lead once again. 44 for Cote d'Ivoire and 43 for Mali.
Sahi now at 20 points and well on her way to a double-double in this game. She has 8 rebounds. And Mali have had no answer for the talented, youthful player. Salimata kicks it out for the three-point shot. Diawara feeling the confidence, but can't get that one to drop. Here comes Sangare. Kone wants it in the post. No, they get Koulibaly. That's great defense from Kouyaté. Excuse me.
It is a very intense game. Every possession counts, and the players know it, the coaches know it. as Sahi heads to the inbound. Passes it to Diawara.
Oh, that's great defense from Sangare. Now kick out for Janeba Njai, three-point shot. Huge offensive rebound from Koulibaly, but Kouyaté also had a hand on it. They're going to call a jump ball.
Well, for Mariam Koulibaly, she needs to know the positioning there and court awareness, because she literally got the rebound, but Kouyaté was right next to her and forced a jumbo.
Kone tries to do a scoop pass out to Koulibaly on the baseline. And we've talked about it before, we're not a huge fan of those lateral passes. But a timeout's going to have to be called. Back to a one-point game here at the Palais de Sport. Cote d'Ivoire still with a one-point lead. Mali have to call a timeout. Let's head down to the floor and listen to what Coach Carillon has to say.
On va jouer facile dans l'attaque. D'accord? On va la balle et tirer la défense. Il saute US, déplacé pour obtenir la balle, pour donner un bon passe. Et après, encore une fois. Mais c'est donc, les questions c'est, donc passe rapide, attirer la défense pour salir. Un passe intérieur décisif, ou un passe extérieur avec la distance suffisante pour faire un bon lancement de 3 points. Mais on va le faire. Nous jouons les statistiques absolument.
Laetitia Sahi, who has been an absolute beast in this game. 20 points for her, 8 rebounds, well in track for a double-double. She's demonstrated her versatility. She's hit 2 3-pointers in this game, but she's also been able to run the floor. And Coach Igor has basically given her the green light to operate at will, if you might say, Ashra.
I mean, when you look at a player like that, you don't want to limit her with just plays. She uses her instinct, and that's one of the highlights that she, has as a player, as she looks for options in the paint.
Wow. She was stuck in that post and managed to still maintain the possession. Someone would have thrown that ball away, after that kind of pressure. You want to get the ball out of your hands as quick as possible, but no, she has that confidence we've been talking about. Decided to take it back in, draws the foul.
Well, she was able to feel her defender and understand what sort of, direction that she needs to go with the ball. And she knows that, if she has the ball and goes up, she will be fouled and she can head to the line, which is exactly what she's just doing.
You're absolutely right, Usher, and she hit that free throw to make it a 3-point game. We knew it was going to be a close one. These two evenly matched sides. And every time Mali gets the lead, Cote d'Ivoire snatches it right back as Traoré is going to be called for a travel.
It's a tough 20 seconds for Traoré. Fouled on the other end, turnover on this side. But she'll go back, head up, and play defense on Sahi.
Bert on the wing, looking for her first field goal of this game. Can't get that one. And it's the push on the other end by Njai. Gets it out to Sangare. Sangare surrounded by defenders. Back out to Njai. Kick out to Koulibaly for the 3-point shot. No good. And Kankou Koulibaly makes a dive on the floor to try and recover, but the ball still goes back to Les Éléphants.
Well, she stepped on the line there. If you see the replay here, there's a fight from Sika Kone, and as she grabbed it, her knee was on the line.
Diawara, 10 points for her in this game, kicks it out to Sahi. And that would have been a thing of beauty if that 3-pointer had fallen down. Koulibaly now. This time that pass, a long pass to Diawara, and she's going to go all the way with it. She's fouled by Janeba Njai. And that is going to be her first foul, so she has fouls to give.
As Look at that. Belt with a very good rebound.
Coach Igor, very calm today, actually, Usher. Yes, last time we saw him play, you said that he walked an equivalent of 3 kilometers up and down this court. Today, he's having a seat, he's taking it easy. You think he's happy with how his team is playing today?
Yes, he is, and also he's trusting them to execute the game plan that he's given them, possession by possession.
Koulibaly on the wing decides to take it in. She's fouled on the floor by Sahi.
That's her second. Not bad, but it's quite unnecessary if you ask me. She's quick on her feet. She needs to think smarter than that.
Jai with a deep three. Yes! She has the confidence to take that shot. And that's her second three-pointer in this game. Sanmata Bert called for her third foul.
And there is a substitution as Traore heads to the bench, and in comes Alima Dembele. Inbound for Mali Ndiaye. Passes it to Aminata Sangare, who finds Sika Kone.
Very good move by Sika Kone with the hang time. That's definitely going to be on one of the highlight reels.
And it's a tied game, 48 up.
Oh, that was a nice pass into the paint for Giawara. See Dembele helping her up. Good show of sportsmanship. It was a good buy by Kouyaté as we take a look at Kone with the air time. Extremely athletic Malian team. Now we have the baseline. Jay, big rebound from Kone, who puts it back up. And she does it again. Back-to-back field goals for her. 10 points. Shooting an impressive 84% from the field. Sahi manages to keep the possession. Kouyaté with the fadeaway. And she gets her 6 points as Kone, who has been great these last couple of minutes. Koulibaly can't connect on that. Mali doing a great job with the offensive rebounds. Really making sure they're in the right place to grab those boards. And take a look at the replay here. This time, Giawara happened to be right there to contest jump ball. Still a tied game, Usher.
It is impressive to see the players attacking the game like that, because in a game that is tied, every possession matters. So to fight for that ball like that is impressive.
Kouyaté throws one up. It's a wild shot. Can't get that one to go. Here comes Dembele. Kicks it out to Jai. Jai finds Sangare in the corner. Stolen away. Stolen back. Snatched back by Kouyaté. And she'll find Giawara in the baseline. Giawara.
It's a very good block from Sika Kone.
But Coach Igor is furious because, again, we've questioned Giawara's decision-making in this game. While she is one of the higher scorers for Cote d'Ivoire at 12 points, she has a tendency to force it.
She has a tendency, yes, to force it, and it's interesting to see Sahi tell her, calm down, you know, you have 24 seconds, let's run our plays and get into this one, and that's a very bad pass there. Mariama Koulibaly concerned from the bench.
Dembele was too strong on that pass. And again, when you have an intense game like this, you still have to have a certain element of control. You know, your adrenaline is pumping. You still have to be able to make wise moves. Your decision-making still has to be on point, especially for point guards like Kouyaté and guards like Giawara. That's really what separates the elite athletes from the rest. Kouyaté, again, not the greatest choice there. She drew in the defense but couldn't find who she was passing the ball to, and that was a turnover.
And that's the thing about, you know, movement. They need to move more, and I mean, when you look at them in white, it's the easiest color to see on the court.
Oh, that was a good look by Sahi. Just couldn't reach the mark. Dinabanjai on the other end. Hard foul by Kouyaté. And Kani Kouyaté picks up her first foul of this game. For some reason, I thought it was more.
Yeah, it looked like more, but she's been playing clean. And sometimes for a coach, that's not a good thing, that a player has no foul. Janeba Njai misses her first shot. And finishes smoothly with that second to give Mali a 1-point lead in this interesting and thrilling game.
Amani now gets the ball across half court. Under a minute left to go here in the game. She had the open lane, decides not to take it. Kicks it out to Cieza. Cieza back to Amani at the baseline. Yes, count it.
Money to the bank. The banks are open. It's a Monday. And there you have it. Beautiful finish. Swish.
I'm glad she had the confidence to take that shot because she was practically alone there in the wing. Mali were giving her the space to do something. Sangare kicks it out to Koulibaly. Koulibaly find Cote, who has been great in the post this time, not as successful. Amani, nice dish to Sahi, who is a great finisher at the hoop.
Very good transition there from Cote d'Ivoire, playing good defense and punishing Mali.
Mali have just enough time for one more bucket. Dinabanjai hits the front of the rim. Offensive rebound by Sangare. 1 second on the shot clock. Unawareness from the Malian side, and they were unable to get that shot off for the buzzer. And Cote d'Ivoire lead at the end of this third quarter, 54 to Mali's 51 points.
It's interesting to see how this game is turning out. Mali with two players in double digits, Sika Kone and Jai. And Sahi running away with 24 points and 12 for Jawara. It's interesting also really to see the new faces that are coming through in this tournament. Yes, 3 days played, but we're seeing some continuation as well from senior players, but more exciting for the younger ones. Sahi Ewodo for Cameroon. And who else has impressed you, Silale?
A lot of people have, to be honest. It's hard for me to really pin down who exactly. Like you said, Ewodo has done a really good job. Senegal side, it's
Nyang.
Yes, Lena Nyang, she had a great outing that first game. But really, I have to admit that at the top of that list for me is Letitia Sahi, who is playing right here in this game at number 11. And she now has 24 points, still stuck at 8 rebounds. I'm sure she will become the first player in this game to notch a double-double. Cote d'Ivoire have been shooting really, really well from beyond the arc. 63%, which is extremely impressive. And a lot of those three-point shots have come from Letitia Sahi as well as Giawara. Salimata Bert, who had a great three-point shooting game the last time we saw her play in this gym, has been quite quiet today. And Mali are shooting 19% from beyond the arc, and that's, I think, pretty uncharacteristic of them. They're generally a good three-point shooting team. And you have to wonder if that's intentional or if it's a lack of confidence.
Well, you have to give it up to the Cote d'Ivoire defense. They're not giving them any space at the beginning of the game. They were playing a full court press, and after that they took it to a zonal man. So it is uptight, and there's not much space for Mali to run away with those 3 pointers. As we start the fourth quarter, it's a 3-point game, and Cote d'Ivoire have possession as Kani Kouyaté looks for options, passes the ball to Sahi.
Kouyaté will get it back to Amani. Amani has space to take that 3-point shot, and she takes it. It's too deep for her. Jai to Koulibaly. Kicks it out to Kankou Koulibaly. He gets it back in for the attempt in the paint. Number 15, Mariama Koulibaly, very dangerous in that paint. She'll go to the line, an opportunity to shoot 2. Last quarter of this game, Cote d'Ivoire, who have led for the better part of the third quarter. And I have to admit, Usher, that this, while I knew it would be an evenly matched game, it is a bit of a surprise to me. I thought that Mali would have at least a 10-point lead at this point in the game.
I actually would like to say the same, because Mali look like they have an edge, but that's the beauty about sport. You can never know until you know that happened. Diawara back to the bench with 4 fouls. Sahi.
It's a great move to the basket. Barrett to crash the boards. And
we have a brawl on the court between Sahi and Mariam Koulibaly.
And you can tell that there's history here. They know each other. I bet you anything they've played against each other at the youth level. You have to wonder what made them get into it.
Well, Mariam Koulibaly blocked Sahi, so it could have been, you know. So we'll wait for what will happen in the rest of this fourth quarter. It is a 1-point game. Mali's possession as Ndiaye comes down the court with the ball. Sangare back to Ndiaye.
Have a 3-point shot by Dembele, and wasn't a great decision from her. You can see Coach Joaquin Carrion not happy with that decision. And I am sure that the technical bench of Mali is starting to feel that pressure. Once you get into the fourth quarter, you're very uncomfortable when you're trailing. Mamani kicks it out to Barrett. Barrett bounce pass out for the 3-point shot. Kouyaté can't get it. It's a good hustle. And the ball will stay with Mali as the referee is trying to cool the situation. No, the ball actually goes to Cote d'Ivoire. You can expect to see a lot more of those kinds of hustle plays from both sides. A 1-point game here. The only other game we saw that was this close was last night. Good shot fake for Amani. She throws it up. I think she couldn't believe how open she was on that shot. But last night's game between Kenya and Cape Verde was ended with a 3-point differential, and that could be the same story here, as neither side has been able to pull away significantly. The biggest lead we saw was 9 points in the first quarter, and it's been back and forth ever since. Sangare from deep, no good. A jump ball, as you can see, making sure no toes are stepped on. Ball now goes Mali's possession. Jai to inbound. Kankou Koulibaly in the post, couldn't get it to hit the mark. Bert back to Kouyaté. Kouyaté to Sahi. Sahi, who has been an absolute force in this game. Mali finally recognizing that. They're going to put pressure on her, and Amani will be called for the travel. It's those unforced turnovers that Cote d'Ivoire cannot afford to give Mali right now.
And Mali have to benefit from that.
Nebajai off. Another jump ball will be called, and that's just a testament to how hungry both teams are. They're going for those rebounds.
And it is Cote d'Ivoire possession after that jump ball.
Seven minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Kick out to Amani. Amani loses the ball, and Sangare puts the speed on, throws it way up, rebound and put back by Geneva Jai. And that's what Mali need to do in the fast break situation. Make sure there's always a trailer so they can get those second chance opportunities.
Exactly, but for Sangare, she could have made a better decision there, even though Has drew in the two defenders and left Njai alone. Another fast break, Njai to the basket, extra dribble unnecessary, and it is a turnover. I mean,
Mali have taken back the lead by half a basket. And this really has been a run and gun kind of game. Not seeing a lot of set offenses. A lot of points scored on transition, a lot of fast break points as well. And
looking
Coach
at
Igor,
Coach Igor,
he's feeling the heat. I mean, both sides, the technical bench, like I said, very, very uncomfortable. This is a game that could go either way. These are two teams that have played against each other several times before, so they've scouted each other. They know what each other can do. It's a very difficult game to play. Sahi now at the top, fouled on the floor. Now it's a good decision from her to draw the foul. But the ball will go to Les Elephants. Sahi will inbound. Bert at the wing. That was a dangerous pass. And Sahi tries to recover it to call a backcourt a violation. So dangerous to give those bounce passes on this floor, Usher.
And surely these players know by now that bounce passes, it has to be strong and short, because otherwise it will be a turnover. As you see both teams heading into the timeout, let's head to the Cote d'Ivoire timeout and listen in.
Look. Hey, c'est défense comme ça, c'est défense comme ça, c'est défense comme ça. Regardez, regardez défense. Vous ici, ballon comme ça par exemple. Ici aussi. Kani, avec ballon. Ok. Jeferima, Leti, Sali et Zainab. Ici. Ballon ici, Zainab opposé. Regardez. Eh, vous, Sali. Comme ça, Leti en bas. Patrap, rapide attaque en bas. Rapide attaque en bas. Don't wait, they are trapped. You go quick in. You understand? You go quick in. You understand? Quick in. Okay. Hey, we need... Bon défense maintenant, allez. Allez, bon défense.
6 minutes, 27 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been an evenly matched game. This time, Mali just edging out Cote d'Ivoire by 1 point. It's been a seesaw for the last 10 minutes. And it really come down to the tactical know-how of not just the technical staff, but also the players. and the effort. Speaking of effort, Coulibaly fires from deep, can't get it to go. Mariama Coulibaly picks up the boards and puts it back. And that's the kind of effort that Mali need to put on to try and extend this lead. Sahi now from the left corner.
And it is a big rebound from Mariam Coulibaly, outlet. And Mali looking to benefit from transition. Easy points from Ndiaye. She's really having a good game. 15 points. And that is leadership.
Mali have started each quarter very well, I must say. Cote d'Ivoire have always somehow managed to catch up as Salima Tabert with the runner. Can't get that one to fall. Now 2-on-2 situation here. Djeneba Ndiaye with the top lay-in.
That is a double-double for Ndiaye. 17 points. 17 points for Ndiaye.
Salima Tabert finally,
wow,
is getting on the scoreboard. First field goal of this game. A clutch field goal necessary, badly needed by Les Elephants, and Coulibaly couldn't connect on that baseline shot. Here comes Kouyaté on the other end. She almost loses the ball, and she has a tendency to go right into the defense. If it's a risky move, if you ask me. That time she managed to get the foul, but it's ripe for turnovers.
In comes Kouyaté, Mariama Kouyaté, as Zenabu Sieza takes a rest. As we said earlier, we have a double-double in this game. Mariama Coulibaly, 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 steals.
Kouyaté gets a big rebound. That's good defense from Sangare.
It's really impressive to see how fast these players are in the fourth quarter. You'd think that they're tired, but the intensity of the game, the adrenaline, you can feel it.
It's a beautiful thing called adrenaline. Giawara loses the ball.
There's a foul called on Mariam Coulibaly. Kouyaté, sorry.
Giawara has to do a better job of awareness and making sure who is around her. These are the turnovers that Cote d'Ivoire cannot afford to give at this point in the game. Already past the halfway mark of the fourth quarter, and every possession counts.
And here we are with a full court press from the Ivorians.
That was a good decision from Coach Igor to make sure they have that press.
They quickly know how to give away the ball, and it's a beautiful three once again from Ndiaye. 20 points. Impressive.
She was the top scorer in the game against Tunisia. She's on track to be the top scorer in this game as well. Sahi, who has been quiet so far in this fourth quarter, tries to throw one up. And you can feel the excitement in this gym. Giawara, good defensive hustle there to steal the ball back. And Kouyaté will bring it up. She's going to go for the jump shot. No one to rebound. And again, we've questioned her decision-making in this game. Mali are going to make her pay for it. No! Sahi rejecting that ball and giving Cote d'Ivoire a chance to keep things alive. But Djeneba Ndiaye, that was a clutch three-pointer. And the bench love it. The fans love it.
They love it. Haidara celebrating that one. And that sort of support from the bench is always important. Sangare replaced by Assetou Traoré.
7-point game here. Coulibaly
Kankou.
finds Mariama. Wow.
Beautiful finish.
She rolls that one in.
It's a veteran move from Kanku to Mariam Koulibaly.
Diawara gets it to Koulibaly. Koulibaly decides to take that shot. And it looks like Mali have pulled away. Djeneba Njai couldn't finish it.
Very smart there from Alima Dembele. She literally threw herself in the mix and knew that if she just looked like she was getting up, it would be a foul. It's a 9-point game as Mali, look at that. 4 fouls for Barrett. Obviously 2 minutes and 51 seconds to play in the last quarter. Igor will not replace her as Dembele converts from the free throw line.
Mali have pulled away now. It's the biggest lead that they've had in this game so far, 11 points. And it couldn't have come for a better time for Mali with just 2 minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock. Salimat Bert, her second three-pointer in this game. She has made 2 for 2 in the fourth quarter after struggling for the better part of the game. But Mali continued to attack on the offensive end. That was Dembele.
2 minutes, 28 seconds is a very long time in basketball. Anything can happen. Mali have to play good defense and deny that three-pointer from Cote d'Ivoire, make them work, play the clock.
If you're Coach Igor, are you going to encourage your ladies to go for the 2-point shot or the 3?
The easy layup, the easy layup. Because now that desperation, as we see with Bert, has yielded nothing, and Mali are coming down with the ball.
Koulibaly kicks it out to Dembele, back to Koulibaly, out to Njai, who has been fired from three-point land. She is making it rain inside here, the Palais de Sport. It's been a cloudy day and we're seeing the rain fall. Excellent game for Djeneba Njai, and now Diawara on the other end with the response, making sure that Cote d'Ivoire's hopes are kept alive here. Cote almost losing the ball. Bert will dive on the floor with her. They're going to call a jump ball. 1 minute, 37 seconds left to go here in this game. Score 63, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali 71. It's been back-to-back three-pointers on each end of the floor. But Djeneba Njai, who has been consistent in this game, 23 points for her, shooting 30% from three-point land.
It is beautiful to see how this game has grown as Mali look for options here on the inbounds. They'll look to play that clock until they have a good option on the shot.
Speaking of good options, Asante flowering her third three-pointer for this game. It couldn't have come at a better time as Mali looked to put this game away. Back to an 11-point lead. And now it's not a lot of time left in this game, Usher, so to cut this down is going to be extremely tough for Cote d'Ivoire. Mali made the defensive adjustment to slow down Laetitia Sahi, who has carried the offensive load for Cote d'Ivoire in this game. It's a team effort at the end of the day, Usher.
You have to give it up to Mali for cutting her out because she has not scored in the fourth quarter. And that is what has slowed down the Cote d'Ivoire offense. And for Coach Igor, he should have seen that coming. He needs someone else to, you know, step in and, like you said, play as a team. Diawara, if Diawara is not on, Bad has done a good job in there. But the Kouyaté sisters, this is when they need to step up to save this game. But 1 minute, 13 seconds, surely, Mali will see this through. It
will be an absolute shame if they don't. And Really love their efforts to be rewarded. They've been phenomenal here in this fourth quarter. They came straight out the blocks with a lot more hunger and desire to win this game, recognizing it was the last quarter of the game. And Mali continued to impress me. Such a young team and yet play with so much experience. You see Doumbia bring the ball up. He's being chased down by the Cote d'Ivoire defenders. Traore at the wing fakes the pass to take the shot. This time way off the mark. She had just taken an extra second to gather herself. I think she would have hit that shot.
Yes, absolutely. And with what Doumbia was doing, I thought that Mali are trying to play the clock. And indeed they are. 59.8 seconds to go.
Cote d'Ivoire call a timeout. Not much they can do here in under a minute. But let's see what Coach Igor has cooked up his sleeves.
4 joueurs comme ça, 4 joueurs comme ça. Differima, Salih. No.
And looking at the rebounds there throughout the game, you feel that Mali were consistent. 14 in the first quarter, still 14 in the second, 15 in the third, and 14 so far in the fourth quarter for Cote d'Ivoire. 4 rebounds alone in the third quarter. Not good enough. That's where perhaps the difference was, because that then means they did not have so much on the second chance points as Cote d'Ivoire had to inbound the ball. Belt on the outside. Mali all eyes out. It is the oldest play on the inbound.
Good defensive play
good
from
defense
Jai.
there from Jai as she finds Doumbia, who lays up easy. And it's 76 for Mali and 63 for Cote d'Ivoire with 42 seconds to play.
A post move from Diawara. Going up a taller and bigger defender, it was impossible for her to score. Doumbia now out to Traore. Sahi fighting to get the steal, to dive for the ball. Gonna call a pushing foul on Sahi against Doumbia, but that was a good hustle play from Sahi, who's gonna fight to the very end of this game, regardless of the scoreline. Traore gets the ball, kicks it out the wing. A lot of space for Jai to take that three-point shot. Mali with the offensive rebound, and they're gonna not let the clock round down. Doumbia was feeling it. Djeneba Jai fires the last shot of this game, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Mali, who took a commanding lead from the top of this fourth quarter, take the victory against Cote d'Ivoire, 63 points. It was a grinder from the beginning, and then in the fourth quarter, Mali just showed their stretch. They showed their experience and understanding of what they needed to improve on in the game, and they were off to the races. Les Éléphants of Cote d'Ivoire were unable to recover, but really looking at the field two-point percentage, they attempted 46 and only connected on 13 of those. I think Cote d'Ivoire missed a lot of easy baskets, but also on the defensive end, Mali with 60 rebounds to Cote d'Ivoire's 36. It was a high-scoring game for Sahi and for Djeneba Jai of Mali, but really I think Cote d'Ivoire collapsed when their decision-making was not where it should be, especially when it comes to guards like Kouyaté and Diawara.
It is a very big performance for Sahi, standout player today, and effectively she becomes the highest scorer so far in the tournament here in Yaoundé with 40 points. in the group phase, having played 2 games. This today against Mali and also against Tunisia. Very impressive for the 21-year-old. The last time Cote d'Ivoire beat Mali was in 2009, and Sahi was just 9 years old. She has a lot to carry. She now has a mission to accomplish in the future to try and revenge against the Malians in this West African derby.
That is right. It's been an entertaining game, Usher. A very physical one, but I'm glad that nobody was really hurt. We really saw a lot of players come to the fore for Mali. We have 3 players in double digits, and they really took advantage of Cote d'Ivoire's weaknesses and lack of decision-making ability, but we also saw some great plays from Cote d'Ivoire as well. I think Coach Igor gave them the tools to the game to be successful, and it was their job to execute them, and they lacked in that regard. Mali, on the other hand, you can see young team, yes, but an experienced team. We talked about their youth programs. A lot of these players have gone through the under 16, under 18 programs, so they're used to international tournaments. They're used to pressure cooker kind of situations, and Cote d'Ivoire were just unable to adjust and respond to that.
And you have to give it up to Mali. They're trying to maintain a tradition here, and we spoke about how that transition from the under 16s and under 18s has got to play into senior development, and that's the program that they are running right now. With this team, if they stay together for the next 6 years, they're a very big challenger for an AfroBasket title. It's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. Could that time be now, Usher? Well, it's the last day of the group stage. We'll enter their qualification to quarterfinals. But looking at the standings there, Mali are at the top of this table, so they have an automatic berth straight to the quarterfinals, and 2 rest days for them. Cote d'Ivoire and Tunisia will hash it out in the qualification to quarterfinal stage. Final score, Cote d'Ivoire 63, Mali 76. We still got 3 games later on today. We'll catch you all a bit later.